We open on a wide establishing shot of New York City, but this isn't the New York people usually expect when they hear that name. There is no excitement in the air, no energy, no life. The city feels tired, like it is pushed too far for too long. Tall buildings stand silently under a sky that is burned orange, as if the sun itself is angry or dying. Shadows stretch across the streets and cling to the walls. This is not a city waiting to be saved. This is a city that already knows it is lost. There is no dramatic music swelling up, no heroic moment. Instead, the first voice we hear is Spider-Man's, and even that feels wrong. He is mid-fight, dodging heavy blasts from massive flying machines, and he throws out a joke about geometry. He says something about inverted triangles being slimming. It is quick, it is dumb, it is classic Spider-Man, but it does not work. The joke just hangs there, empty. No reaction, no pause. Even Peter knows it. Inside his head, he admits it to himself. The jokes are not helping anymore. They do not calm him down. They do not give him control. They do not make the situation feel lighter. They are just habit muscle memory from a time when the world still makes sense. The enemies he is fighting are not colorful villains or bank robbers in masks. These are soldiers. They are piloting huge hover tanks that float through the air like gun platforms. They move with precision, like this is routine work. Their voices are calm, almost bored, and that is what makes it worse. One of the soldiers tells another to ignore Spider-Man's jokes and stay focused. He says they still have a quota to fill. Then, without any emotion, he mentions that after Spider-Man, they have 3 other post-muties to cart off to the sterilization facility. Sterilization facility. That single phrase changes everything. This is not about prison. It is not about rehabilitation. It is not even about execution in the usual sense. It is about erasing people completely, making sure nothing is left behind, no future, no children, no bloodline. Peter's thoughts fill in the gaps. People like him are called post-muties now. The definition stretches so far that it barely means anything specific anymore. Mutants, yes, but also anyone whose DNA is altered in any way. Radiation, experiments, accidents. It does not matter. If you are different, you are on the list. As Peter keeps fighting, his body moves on instinct while his mind drifts. And weirdly enough, he finds himself missing the old days. Missing villains like Sandman or Electro. That sounds insane, but compared to this, those fights feel almost honest. At least those guys have faces. At least they have personalities. At least they are human. Compared to these soldiers, the old villains almost feel comforting. Peter thinks back to the Daily Bugle, to J. Jonah Jameson screaming about Spider-Man being a menace. Back then, that word feels unfair. It makes him angry. Now it feels harmless. Being called a menace would be a relief compared to being hunted like a disease. At some point, Peter stops running. He stops dodging just to survive. He turns toward the soldiers and calls out whoever is in charge. He wants to see a face. The friendly neighborhood Spider-Man act is over. That version of him does not exist in this world anymore. As the fight ramps up, the story starts filling in how things get this bad. Spider-Man tears apart the human coalition's technology, webbing up sensors, ripping metal apart with raw strength, smashing weapons in midair. And while all this is happening, we learn about the moment everything breaks. It starts with Nick Fury's secret warriors. When the public finds out about them, fear spreads fast. People realize something that scares them more than mutants ever do. A lot of these powered individuals do not have the X gene at all. They are not born different. They become different. That terrifies people. Because if powers can come from anywhere, then anyone can have a child with powers. Heroes, villains, normal people who get unlucky. There are no rules anymore. The public starts connecting the dots. They assume powers are inherited, no matter how they start. Children become the focus. The future becomes the threat. Fear turns into panic. Panic turns into anger. And anger turns into policy. That policy becomes the human coalition. Spider-Man swings through explosions and debris, mocking the soldiers inside their tanks. He says their machines stink of sweat. He calls them jealous. On the surface, it sounds like the Spider-Man people remember. But underneath the jokes is something heavy and dark. The human coalition does not just fear powered people. They fear what comes next. They fear children. They fear generations they cannot control. That is why they do not just arrest people like Peter. They erase them. This fight is not about winning. It is about delaying the inevitable. Every hit Spider-Man lands feels like it is buying seconds, not victory. The colors of the scene turn darker, soaked in reds and blacks, making everything feel violent and final. Then everything stops. We cut from the burning skyline to the quiet inside Peter and Mary Jane's apartment. The shift is jarring. It almost feels wrong. The room is small and dim, but it is calm. Normal. MJ is packing a suitcase, folding clothes carefully, like she is trying to hold on to routine. Peter asks if she is ready. When he walks into the room, the mood changes instantly. He is battered, bleeding, bruised, but worse than the injuries is the look on his face. He looks defeated in a way MJ has never seen before. He does not ease into it. He says it right away. "I'm not getting out, MJ." Peter drops to his knees in front of her. He looks completely broken. He explains that the human coalition has upgraded their technology. Bioscanners are everywhere now. Machines that can detect altered DNA of any kind, mutant or not. He knows he cannot pass them. There is no trick, no mask, no fake ID that will work. Then he looks at MJ's stomach. "And the baby," he says. "We have to think about her future." That is when everything becomes real. MJ is pregnant. Suddenly, the sterilization talk from earlier makes sense. If the coalition finds them, Peter will not just die. His child will never be allowed to exist. MJ tells him to stop. She does not want to hear it. She tells him not to talk like that. But Peter does not stop. He says she has to leave without him. The coalition is not just hunting him. They are hunting anything that threatens their idea of genetic purity. Him, her, the baby. Peter is not afraid of dying. He is afraid of failing them. MJ tells him they can face this together. Peter shuts that idea down immediately. He explains that staying together only guarantees they will all be found. He is marked. He is radioactive, both literally and metaphorically. He guesses that their daughter might still be safe for now. Maybe she is too small to detect. Maybe she is different. But that window does not last forever. The guilt overwhelms him. He smashes a vase and screams that this is his fault, his DNA, his blood. He puts them in this danger. He begs MJ to leave while there is still time. He tells her the only way he can protect them is by staying behind. MJ does not yell. She does not panic. She holds his face and tells him they start this life together, and somehow they find each other again, no matter how long it takes. She tells him she would not change a single moment. Then she smiles through tears and says the words that define everything they go through together. "Face it, Tiger, we both hit the jackpot." The next moment has no dialogue. Peter and MJ stand in their dim apartment, surrounded by half-packed bags and the threat waiting outside. They kiss. It is desperate. It is painful. It is final. Peter is in his Spider-Man suit, mask off. MJ is just herself. The luggage beside them says everything words cannot. This is the last memory they ever make together. Then the silence shatters. The wall explodes inward. Dust and debris fly everywhere. The human coalition storms the apartment. Peter moves instantly, drawing their fire. A soldier tells him they can do this the easy way or the fun way. Peter gives MJ final instructions. He starts to say something about their daughter, about making sure she knows how much he loves her, but he cannot finish. MJ stops him and tells him she already knows. He tells her to run, to go where they first kiss. Everything she needs is there. He screams, "Run!" and launches himself at the soldiers. "You want me? You got me." They are hoping he would say that. Web shooters fire one last time as Peter disappears into smoke and gunfire. The scene cuts to the airport, cold, clean, silent. A flight to Paris is boarding. MJ sits alone holding an envelope that says, "Paris, and with great love, your Tiger X." At the security checkpoint, the scanner activates. The light turns green. She is clear. As she walks away, she whispers, "See you soon, Tiger." We do not know what she means, hope, faith, or goodbye. The final image takes us back to the battlefield. Spider-Man lies broken in the rubble, mask torn, face bloody, eyes swollen shut. Soldiers stand over him, joking, warning each other not to touch his blood. They do not see a hero. They see a problem that is handled. The soldiers of the human coalition stand over his broken body, showing zero respect or remorse. One warns the other, "Careful with that thing," referring to Peter as an object. Another jokes, asking if he is going to shoot webs out his butt. The dehumanization is complete. They warn each other that stuff's tainted. You got no idea what it could do, referring to his blood. Even completely broken, they view him as a biological hazard, a disease to be contained. One soldier remarks coldly, "This one never even stood a chance." Another replies, "Nice job, fellas." The banality of their evil is chilling. They just kill one of the world's greatest heroes and treat it like a pest control job. In the distance, a plane cuts across the sky. In the twilight, a plane, presumably MJ's flight to Paris, is visible in the distant sky. This visual confirms the victory. Peter never stood a chance in the fight, sure, but he wins the war. He gets them out. The issue ends with a simple, stark end. No fanfare, no resurrection, just the brutal reality of a hero giving everything for the ones he loves.